It's been months since Robin Handa has returned to his parents in Kurukshetra, north of New Delhi, but he's still in disbelief.
The hopes and dreams I had with me were not fulfilled. They directly put us on a plane to India.
26-year-old Robin is one of over 1,700 Indians the US has deported since Donald Trump started his second term. He was among the first 104 undocumented Indians flown in on a US military plane in February. For him, the 40-hour flight was extremely humiliating.
As the US continues with the mass deportations, nowadays we are starting to see another picture coming out from the deportees. We are learning of the different stories, how the deportation has affected their life. I've covered a couple of stories from, deportees from Cuba, how they are handling the deportation in Cuba. I've covered several stories of Venezuelans and other stuff. But today we're going to go to India because this case was insane. This was one of the most expensive deportations I've ever seen, because the man we're going to be looking at today spent $50,000. Yes, you heard that right. $50,000 to come into the US illegally, and then he got deported. So that's $50,000 vanished, and it is completely devastating to him and his family. We're just gonna look and see the whole story. Enough talking, let's just get to the story.
We were not criminals. In the plane there were small kids, 2, 3, 5-year-olds and women. Even they were handcuffed, and their feet were also shackled like mine.
In recent years, young Indians are risking it all to reach Western countries like the US, Canada and the UK through illegal means. This trend is popularly known as the donkey route, a long, indirect journey intended to evade border security. Robin says his poor job prospects pushed him to take the extreme step.
During the route, we saw many dead bodies. The roads were very dangerous. I saw death up close. My agent told us that we wouldn't have to walk.
Yeah, I've seen this many times. There is a lot of illegal immigration coming from India. I think Indians make up, the third in rankings, the third when it comes to illegal immigration to the US. There's a lot of illegal immigration also going to Canada from India, and I believe Australia is also having a lot of issues with influx of Indian immigrants. But what normally happens in the US version is they normally come in through South America and then they walk all the way up to Mexico, and it's several months journey. Many do not make it, but those who make it, they have an insane story to tell. So we're just gonna look at this guy's story because I was just thinking $50,000. Can you imagine that? $50,000. I believe he could have done something with it in India, but it's a loss. Let's just continue with the story.
Traveled with a group of people assembled by his travel agent. Whatever he was promised was far from the reality he met. He reached the US through South America.
In Mexico, we were held hostage by the narcos at 3 different places. When our agent didn't pay the narcos commission, we were given electric shocks and we were tortured.
A 3-week trip turned into a 7-month nightmare. His journey was not only perilous, but also expensive. His father gathered $50,000 by selling part of their farmland and borrowing from relatives.
Yeah, that's insane. It was supposed to take only 3 weeks, turned into 7 months, and they had to sell like the farmland. It happens a lot. So many agencies scamming people in India, telling them if you go to Canada, you can, get citizenship like almost immediately. We can help you go to US. And then once they send them, it's just like you're on your own. You're by yourself now. Many of these families in India, they're selling their farms. They come from poor background, but they do have farms that they're selling. It's like a generational farmland they're selling just to pay these crazy amounts, 30,000, 50,000, crazy amounts. And then when they arrive in Canada, they realize it's not what they were told. They cannot get citizenship. Actually, I'm gonna link a video I did about this. It's a much longer video. I'm gonna link it at the end. So please, once you finish this, you can go watch how the process actually works. But it's crazy. Like they're even held hostage by the narco. You get, man, it's insane. Let's just continue.
Every time we got a call, we would be anxious all night. We'd sit down to eat, and there'd be a call telling us something bad had happened. My son went through a terrible ordeal. It was so painful as a parent to hear.
Every year, thousands of Indians are taking the donkey route. Their travel is made possible through a network of human smugglers spread across the globe. We met with one of them who wants to protect his identity.
I've been in this profession for the past 20 years. I've sent close to 2,000 through the donkey route.
The man claims that over 50 people from across India approach him each month and that his clients are fully aware of what they are getting into. But you know it's illegal, and still, why are you doing this?
You're absolutely right, but it's my job. The clients know it's dangerous and illegal, yet they still choose this path.
He says that since Trump's return, illegal immigration to the US has been much harder. He's now trying a different approach. Since most of his clients are first-time travelers, the journey begins with the countries where it's easy for Indians to get visas, a strategy to build legitimate travel history and reduce suspicion from immigration authorities.
We ask them to go to Dubai, and then we send them further to England, America, or Canada, wherever they want to go. For America, we typically send them to Mexico via Madagascar and Brazil, and we get them fake documents and visas for Canada or America.
Jesus Christ, you just see the whole trip, like you're jumping like 3 different countries, 3 or 4 different countries. You're going to Madagascar, you're going to Brazil, and then you're going all the way up to Mexico, and then hopefully you can cross into the US without, without losing your life, or without border patrol getting you at the border. Like, it is insane the amount of things people are willing to go through. The desperation levels must be insane in India. The economic prospects must be insane for you to be willing to risk all this, to be kidnapped by the narcos, to all this just to enter America. Like, this is crazy. $50,000, I'm pretty sure $50,000 can start a business in wherever you pick a place. Maybe not Switzerland, because I think those are quite expensive. But $50,000, even in America, $50,000, you can start your small business. So imagine spending all that on something that is not guaranteed. Because once you arrive in America, there's a high chance you're going to be deported. You're always going to have to watch your back, because you can get, arrested by ICE and detained at any time. And on top of that, you cannot work legally. You're going to have to be be paid less than minimum wage, washing dishes, working in farmlands. Like, it's crazy. All that for $50,000? Man, it's insane.
The smuggler claims he has never been caught for his illegal work. The issue became a wake-up call for the Indian authorities in 2022 after a family with 2 children froze to death at the US-Canada border. They were part of a group of Indian migrants being smuggled. Since then, the police have stayed alert for suspicious travelers, most of whom exit the country through New Delhi's international airport. Usha Rangnani, the head of this airport police station, keeps a close watch on passenger movement.
We are very, very concerned about this rising trend of illegal immigration. We have been launching a very, very heavy crackdown on these kind of illegal trap. We have busted 2 wide operating factories also. One was operating in Gujarat, Surat, and another was in the very heart of Delhi, in West Delhi, in Tilak Nagar. So very sophisticated equipments were recovered, a trove of counterfeit equipments and counterfeit visas, stamps, machines.
Her team has arrested...
Sorry to pause immediately, but I think Indian government is not doing enough, because all they have to do is crack down hard on these agencies that are promising heaven heaven on earth. There are so many agencies in New Delhi, so many agencies that are operating, and it is well known that you go, you pay, and they're going to help you immigrate to all these countries. So if they just crack down on that, they should not be doing the final crackdown at the airports. That makes no sense. But that's just my opinion. Let me know in the comments what you think should be done. Who's doing what? Who is responsible for this? Is it supposed to be the Indians stopping at the airport, or is it now these other countries now who are facing illegal immigration? Like, is it supposed to be America's responsibility? Who should be held responsible for all this? Because there's crazy misinformation going on in rural parts of India, where these poor families are being told, you can go to America, you can just pay us for only $30,000, for only $50,000, and they're selling their livelihood just to go, and then they end up deported like this guy. But let's continue.
Arrested over 200 illegal travel agents from across India since last year.
So our strategy has also shifted from making the passengers who are most likely the victims of the crime, in many cases they are the victims of the crime, to the dismantling the network of facilitators and the fraudster agents.
Police crackdown has failed to deter the plans of a growing number of Indians aspiring to embark on the donkey route, like this man who has requested anonymity.
I want to build a future for my child, mother and wife. When my child will start school, I will have to pay the fees. And how do I cover food and housing expenses?
At least 5 of his friends from his town have gone to North America via this forbidden route. They claim that within 2 years they were able to buy a house and a luxury car.
What? Within 2 years, they claim to have bought a house and a luxury car. How is that possible? Within 2 years. And there are many people who've lived in America who are even born in America and they do not own a house. So how is it possible that within 2 years you come in and you already have a house and you're driving a BMW? Like that makes no sense. So I think that's part of the misinformation that happens. Plus, you also know most of these people, they do not speak English when they are starting the process. So like in the video that I'm telling you about that you can watch at the end of this, I covered where they are going to English classes. They are learning English in a matter of months before they are sent to Canada. They're sent to different parts, Australia, America. Like it is very, it's not good what these agencies are doing in India. That's all I can say. It's too much. It's inhumane, and the Indian government has to do something. Because I understand these people are desperate. It's desperation. Nobody wants to leave their country to go elsewhere to look for work. If their country provided the jobs, they would stay. So it's a sad situation. But let's just finish the video. It's a few minutes left.
A dream he says he can't afford with this small mobile repair shop.
I have nothing to do here. In the last 2 hours I'm sitting here. How many customers did I receive? 0. There is no work here. I don't have any hope for my country. For me, economic growth means things become affordable. If something that costs $100 becomes $80, but when things go from $100 to $150, how can this be growth? It's better to take a risk once than to stay hungry.
Yeah, so that's the thing. They are willing to risk it all. You even saw the case, they just said that a family froze to death. They froze to death in Canada. I've had now 2 cases of people freezing to death in Canada, either trying to enter Canada, or once they're inside Canada, like they're freezing to death during the immigration process. Like these things it's insane what's happening. It's insane. Something has to be done by the government, by the Indian government, because it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. So please let me know in the comments what you think about this video. Let me know what you think can be done to help slow down this illegal immigration. And please just keep it respectful, not all racist on the comments, okay? Please, if you like this video, consider liking, subscribing, and of course, share this on all the networks. I'll see you.
Oh my goodness, all the networks! Wow! All the networks!